Veronica, so good to see you. I've been really looking forward to chatting with you so we can hear more about your amazing story. And first, I know congratulations are in order because you are due to give birth in, what, less than 2 weeks now?
Yes.
You look fantastic. How do you
Thank
feel?
you. I feel good. I feel really good.
You must be very excited.
Oh, yes. I'm super excited. I'm nervous, but I'm also excited.
So, I know you called this pregnancy a miracle, which it truly is. You've been dealing and suffering from PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome, since you were 13 years old, which is just unbelievable.
Right.
If you could tell us a little bit about what that actually is and what you've been experiencing and dealing with for all these years.
Okay, yeah, when I was 13, I found out I had PCOS. I had a huge cyst on my right ovary, the size of a Nerf football, they said, entangled in my right fallopian tube, which killed my ovary where the pain was, so it was called a torsion. And I had all of that removed. So I woke up from surgery, speaking to gynecologists at the age of 13. But I did have, the PCOS symptoms. I had, the excess facial hair. I would get huge cysts that would end me up in ER most of the time. I mean, the only thing that could help it was like morphine or Dilaudid. It was so bad. I was overweight. I topped the scales at about 295 at my heaviest.
And you decided to try a gastric sleeve because you thought that might be the only way to help battle the PCOS and get pregnant. And
Right.
You lost nearly 150 pounds?
Yes, In July of 2012, I decided to have the gastric sleeve. I lost 40 pounds on my own, and my cycles went back to normal. That was another symptom I had. I did not have normal cycles. I would go like 3-4 months without having a period. And my cycles returned, and I was no longer pre-diabetic. And, the facial hair started going away. And I'm like, okay, we're good to go, but still I just had the cyst problems, and I guess my body had just been so ingrained into that routine that it was hard to combat that. So
at some point you almost felt like giving up. You said,
yes.
You said that your body was exhausted and you just couldn't do this anymore. And you almost had a hysterectomy, but there was one OBGYN who gave you hope and then referred you to Dr. John Norian at HRC Rancho Cucamonga, who worked miracles. Tell us about that.
When we went to Dr. Norian, I first went in there thinking, I only want to do medicine. Like, I'm not a needle person. I mean, even when I started doing the IVF, I was freaking out the first time I had to inject myself.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, I was crying. I'm like, oh my gosh. And my husband was away on business. And so we're Skyping and I'm like, I can't do it. And friendly, it wasn't bad at all. But, he was very honest with us. He's like, I want to save you, your emotions, and I want to save you, money too. If we do the route with oral medications, you could end up with bigger cysts and stuff. So we started talking about the IVF procedure. And we got my husband tested too. We found out that, there were issues on that end as well. Luckily, we had all that done. And so our first, IVF attempt, even with one ovary, and his issues, we had the first time it worked.
That is amazing.
Yes.
You must have been, well, tell us, what was your reaction? How you must have been overcome?
Oh, I remember that day. I mean, I had them call my husband after we did the 2-week wait, which is like the worst waiting period of your life. I said, you have to call my husband, Saba HRC. I'm like, call him because I'm not gonna be able to teach either way. And I'm like, I don't have enough sick time. I'm new. So they called my husband and told him. So he knew around noon that time. So he had to sweat it out all day. And he came home to me. And that whole ride home, I was just sobbing, like, God, whatever your plans are. And he comes to the door and he had roses in his hand. And he goes, and I just like fell to the floor, like, just tell me one way or another. And he picked me up and he starts talking to my stomach. He's like, whatever you are doing in there, keep doing. Daddy loves you. And I mean, it was just, it's surreal. I mean, it's still surreal to me. That this miracle happened.
How are you feeling now? Are you ready? What are your thoughts with the baby coming in just under 2 weeks? It could be any day.
It could be. It just every little, movement and stuff, he's still very active. Oh my goodness. I've already had some contractions and stuff. We're ready. I'm in his nursery right now. We did a Star Wars theme. My husband picked that out. So it's definitely been, a family effort to get ready for Jack. So we're very excited. We're ready. I'm nervous, but I'm also very, very excited and blessed at this point.
So his name, you said, is John, but the nickname is Jack.
Yes, just like John F. Kennedy.
Oh, that's so nice. That's what a great name, a great strong name. I love it.
Yes.
What message would you like to give to Dr. Norian and to all of the people at HRC for helping this miracle happen?
And this is where you're going to get tears from me. I just, from the bottom of my heart, I thank them for everything that they did for us. They could have easily just said, oh, there's no hope and stuff, but they tried, they worked with us. And more importantly, they were just so compassionate, to our story. From the first time we met Dr. Norian and his staff, it's just, they've been nothing but supportive. Whether I need an email over there or call, they've been with us every step of the way. And if, Dr. Thorpe and Dr. Norian hadn't taken that time, my son wouldn't be here and on his way. And, that's a miracle in itself. So, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. There's never any words that we can choose to say how appreciative we are. And we know that you guys are going to be part of Jack's life, forever. And we're excited to be part of the HRC family.
Well, we are so excited that you are part of the HRC family, and we wish you and Jeremy the very best as you continue this journey for the next couple of weeks until baby Jack arrives. Yes. And we can't wait to check in with you very soon to meet both Jack and Jeremy. So we look forward to following your story. Thank you for sharing it with us, and the very best to all of you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, hon.